Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and this week is the Abominable Snowman event in which the Yeti is added to the game. Unlike most weeks when I go over the event, this week I'm going to be going over all of the Glacial troops, the Glacial Peak troops. So let's get into that. So let's go over to the Glacial Peaks tab, and here are all the cards that are currently for Glacial Peaks. It's the first one that actually started off with so many. It had 7, and now it has the full 8 within its couple days after it released. So let's go into them in alphabetical order. First, we have the Legend of Borealis. It freezes all enemies, which will be really good against Goblin teams and any other teams that use a lot of extras. And then it deals damage to a random enemy. It gives some extra HP to dragons, immune to freeze, and the main thing that it has is its legendary trait, in which it does triple damage to frozen enemies. So that works really good since he freezes all the enemies and can end up. He's basically like a freeze version of Web Spinner without the looping. But he's actually it's kind of like Web Spinner, but he'll have a lower damage output, but he'll be more annoying with the full freeze. Next up, we have the Jackalope, which does Mana Burn. Mana Burn is a new ability that was added into this kingdom that does damage based on how much 1 damage per every single mana point the target currently has. Plus, it adds magic damage onto it at a 1-to-1 ratio. So it right there, that'd be 17 damage. Plus every 1 damage per mana that the target has. And it has immunity to silence, which will work really well to keep attacking. Oh, and it has convert yellows to blues, which is really important for this kingdom. It has immunity to silence. It gains +1 magic for each yellow, which will help that do even more damage. And it has a 20% chance to dodge. One thing that I do find a bit annoying with this troop, even though it is really good, is you can't always use Mana Burn at an optimal time, because you'll need to watch out for the yellow convert, or the yellow to blue convert. So the next one, Queen Mab. Queen Mab is definitely the strongest troop in this kingdom, and one of the strongest troops in the game right now, actually. It does Mana Burn to all enemies, which, like I mentioned earlier, is this magic plus however much mana the enemy has, all in normal physical damage. And then if there is 10 or more blue gems on the board, it gains an extra turn. It has immunity to frozen, just like the other one. What makes this really annoying is that it has arcane. So every single time anyone on the team casts a spell, including herself, she gains 1 magic, which is 1 additional damage to all enemies whenever she casts. So that starts to get really big quick. Plus, what's even more annoying is she freezes a random enemy on 4 to 5 gem matches, which will basically freeze the entire enemy team within a couple matches when matched up with something like the Bunny or the Jackalope or Valkyrie. So she can be really annoying. Next up is the Snow Spirit. She is a common, really good counter, cheap counter for Goblin decks if you want to put her in. She's a common too, so you can get her pretty easy early game. She deals some damage to an enemy and then freezes them, pretty basic, but that's really efficient for the 6 mana cost. And she gives extra HP to Fae, has insulated as well for the immunity to frozen, like a lot of them do here. And she does 2 times skull damage to people that are frozen. And now, Tacet, I think that's how you say that, is a pretty interesting troop. It is the only troop in the game, now that all the other ones have been fixed, that creates gems based on its magic. So it has a base of 3, and then however much its magic is. So right now mine is at 16 gems of a selected mana color. It then gives all allies 3 magic, which is a really good ability. The only problem is it can only be cast once, so it doesn't have too many uses because of that. It's also an elf, and there's not that many elves in the game right now. It has Inscribed, gain 1 armor every time an enemy casts a spell, that's alright. And it has Arcane, which will help boost up its ability. But the problem with Tacet is he becomes pretty useless after he casts his ability the 1 time. He'll probably get a lot more gems if you have him fully traded, because you'll be able to get that really high. But I would say about 20 is really as high as you need it. Anything higher and you're just filling up the board to the point that it won't really do much more. Next up is the Winter Knight, one of the best tanks in the game right now, actually, I would say. other than things like Gorgoltha or Night Coronet. It explodes a mana gem, then gains a lot of armor, and it does that at a 2 times ratio per blue gem destroyed for every single blue gem. So that can get a lot of armor really quick. And what really puts icing on the cake is that it does gain a barrier as well. So it has board manipulation, gains a lot of armor, and it has shield. So it is very tanky. Gains an extra life for each blue ally. Does freeze on skull damage. And then has a little bit of armored, which will also help it not die. Next up, we have the Winter Wolf. Has really nice art. Nimhane was using this as her profile for a while. It freezes and places Hunter's Mark on the first troop, which alone would be pretty good. Then it deals some damage, and if there are 10 or more blue gems on the board, it creates 5 more. The 5 would barely ever actually gain an extra turn, but it might come in handy a bit. The main thing that makes it good is the freeze plus Hunter's Mark combo, because let's say they're like a skull spawner. The freeze will make sure they can't get an extra turn from it, and then the Hunter's Mark will make sure you can use those skulls against them. So it is really good against anything that summons a bunch of skulls or creates a bunch of skulls, such as like Inferno King, Shegra, and just troops like that, Bone Dragon. So really good counter to those things. And Yeti, which is the actual event troop that was added for this week, deals 22 damage to an enemy and then does double if it's frozen. Pretty basic, like a lot of other troops that do double onto a specific thing. It's okay. It gains a 1 HP per blue ally. Does freeze on skull damage, which goes really well with his ability. And then has Water Link, which goes well with pretty much everything else in the kingdom. So let's get into showing some teams with all these. I'm going to be showing one team per character that we have here. So let's start off with the Snow Sprite. Right here we have one that would work pretty well as an anti-goblin deck in the early game. They're all pretty easy to obtain too. Snow Sprite's a common. Yeti you can get from this event. Tyree most people have because you get it from Zolkari at the beginning and you use her to farm maps. And then Valkyrie's a rare, so that's pretty easy to get. It'll farm a lot of gold, souls, and maps because you have Tyree. And you basically just loop between Valkyrie getting her ability up and then casting Snow Sprite and then Yeti afterwards to get that double damage off. Next up we have the Jackalope team. It's mostly actually focused on the Winter Imp and getting him up to as high a magic as you can because it has the Chill, which gains 1 magic every single time any blue gems are matched. And because that's true damage, you can start racking up a lot of damage on him really quick. Plus he gets an extra 4 whenever you kill an enemy. So you basically just keep looping Jackalope and Valkyrie to make sure the board has as many blues on it as possible. You have Winter Knight up front doing tanking. And you get a couple of extra bonuses here too, or just 2 of armor actually. Knight team, we actually have a full Knight that I made with Winter Knight. We have Night Coronet tanking, followed by Winter Knight, Wolf Knight, and then Dark Master. The only one with no Knight in here on the entire team, despite it being a Knight. It covers all 3 colors in the back, and then you'll have Dark Master once Night Coronet dies to keep summoning the Thrall, which will work really good for tanking. This one would also work pretty well in the beginning, especially since you get +2 armor for having 2 Swords Edge, and then 2 attack and 4 armor for 4 Knights. So that's a total of 6 armor and 2 attack, so that comes in handy. Plus you have 2 good troops that are really good at tanking, Night Coronet and then Winter Knight. And the good thing about Winter Knight, especially in early game, is Winter Knight does not need traits to be tanky. Like Night Coronet, you're going to need Leader, you're really going to need Stone Skin for him to be tanky. But Winter Knight, you don't need any of these to really have him tanky. His ability alone with Barrier, the armor, and the 2 times ratio is enough to make Winter Knight always tanky, regardless of his traits. So he's really good in early game. So let's get into the next one. With the Yeti, the actual event troop for this team. Of course, we have the Snow Sprite Yeti combo in the front, just like I did earlier. But this time we have Jackalope back here, who will be creating their blues for them. And then we have Giant Spider, who will be making sure Jackalope gets its ability. And if you notice here, Jackalope creates blues, and then Giant Spider creates purple. So you can just keep looping between the 2 of them, and it'll just keep casting over and over again. And if Snow Sprite ever dies, it'll create a red spider thing from the swarm, the giant spider swarm right there, and that will cover all colors, plus you'll just be able to keep looping with that. Next up we have Tacet, probably the weakest troop from the new kingdom, but it is good for getting things up, their magic up really quick, such as things like web spinner and things like that. So I put it with Gerald so he can keep looping. It'll get Tacet up pretty quick, and then you'll have web spinners doing quite a bit of extra damage because he gives that +3 magic to all allies. Next up we have is with Borealis, a double dragon, double divine team. Borealis right here will be doing a lot of damage with all of the freeze once it casts its first ability. And again, we have the loop here. Valkyrie can fill up Mercy, Mercy can fill up Valkyrie, and you can just keep looping them, which both of them, either of them casting their ability will fill up Borealis, so Borealis can just keep freezing them and make sure it does the triple skull damage. And then you have Bone Dragon here, who will just create the skulls to make sure Borealis can keep doing the 3-time damage. You can get quite a high damage output that way. And even if Borealis dies, you'll have Frozen Soul on the Bone Dragon to make sure they stay frozen, just so you don't get any extra turns off of skulls or anything like that. Next up, we have Queen Mab. I've actually been using this in PvP quite a bit, and it is quite fierce. We have Soothsayer here, which is kind of like Tacet, except actually good. Chooses purple gem, and then it destroys the rolling column, which gives a lot of mana, and then it gives all elder allies 1 magic. Plus, it starts it off with that ability with Empowered, which makes it really good. Whenever Soothsayer casts, you're giving Queen Mab 2 magic. 1 because of her arcane, and the second one because Soothsayer gives 1 magic to all allies. So every time Soothsayer casts, you're getting 2 mana on both Queen Mabs. Then we have Valkyrie here to make sure both Queen Mabs have all of their mana. And you just wait till the board has 10 of them, and then you just use double Queen Mab, and it is quite a lot of damage, as you'll see soon, because I'll be showing this team. This one and probably this next one. And I end up making just an all Glacial Peaks team. This one actually worked pretty early, too, if you can happen to get Queen Mab. You can place Queen Mab with something else, though, if you happen to not have her. But we have Winter Knight here doing the tanking. Jackalope, which will be creating all of the blues that we need. You'll also notice we have the winter banner thing here, which I didn't show yet. It does +2 blue, +1 purple, and -1 red. All new kingdoms that are going to be coming up now will have a -1, but a +2 for one of them, so it works pretty well. Also, if you notice in Glacial Peaks, there isn't a single troop that uses red, so that works really good for using an all-red team, since that -1 red doesn't matter at all. But let's keep going with this. We have the Avalanche here, which will be doing quite a bit of damage. You'll also notice that the magic here is higher. For having 4 unique Glacial Peaks in your team, you get +2 magic and +2 armor. +2 magic in particular works really well with all of these. And then, of course, we have Queen Mab in the back. We'll be making sure they all stay frozen, and you'll be getting an arcane buildup that will start making it really big. So let's do 2 matches real quick, both with both of the last 2 teams. Before I do that, though, I do have a redeem code, like always. Just go into shop, place it here, M6GQQAWBAS. And it's the same reward as always, 2 maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold, and that is it. Let's use the gem key real quick, see what we get. Anything good? We got the sea troll. He's he's a sea troll. He's trolling. Let's just do 50 of these real quick. We got 3 legends, not bad, and some decent trade stones. I mostly just do it to get these because I'm actually a little bit low on runics right now. So let's get into these 2 matches. Oh, I see they didn't fix this with 2.0. They'll do it eventually. It's not a big issue, though, with the redeem codes. Let's get into PvP. Let's just try going to the 3 trophy and actually see. Oh, this is going to be a hard battle. They have They have the generic OP team right now with the Great Maul and everything else. Inferno King. It is really annoying, but I think this team can actually take it. If not, it'll be my first lose this week. So let's see how it goes. Doing it with the double map team. If I get a lucky enough start, I can actually win on the first turn, which will be quite ridiculous. But it doesn't seem like it's going to happen with this kind of board. So we did get that double freeze already. Got a little bit more already. We'll take this to get the skull. Valkyrie's 2 mana short, unfortunately. Oh, I didn't even check for that, and it's going to get it too. That's unfortunate. So now one of my troops are down. If it'll ever go. It looks like I might actually lose this. Maul's going to get huge. Let's see here. Is there any really good move I can do? Somewhat. I have to get really lucky here. Come on, Sculptor. Just fall from the sky or something. Oh, good. Shegger cast. Maybe that'll miss. Or just kill him. That would be good. Okay. That's actually worked really well for me. Because notice how much mana. Great Maul uses 24 mana. And we have troops that use mana burn right here. So let's try finding a really good convert. Can I really not get an extra turn off the... Oh, yeah, I can on the yellows. I don't know if I want to do it, though. Yeah, I'm going to use on yellow. Got huge freeze here. And now we have this. Remember, she gets an extra turn if you have 10 or more blue gems. And there is definitely 10 or more on the board. So let's use it. Watch the Great Maul go down. Look at that damage. Mana Burn still doesn't show how much damage it does, unfortunately, but you can see how much it's doing. It's completely wrecking him. It just killed it. This match is almost already over. A comeback from almost losing to completely destroyed. But that's Queen Mab. And let's see, do we have enough blues? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are 1 short. That is unfortunate and seems to happen a lot. Let's use this. This will give 2 more magic to Queen Mab. I don't really care too much about the skulls, because I believe she can win in the next match. Let's see. Depends if he gets mana somehow. No, he didn't get any mana. Yeah, that won't be enough to kill. So let's just take the skull pair, and then we can kill with Queen Mab. So that's Queen Mab for you. Pretty ridiculous, but fun to use for sure. And she counters so many things too. That is really strong right now, like Great Maul. She works really good against empowered teams that use like 1 or 2 empowered, because if you get a lucky start with Soothsayer, you can just get her ability up, and then you're just casting her ability on the first turn to something that already has full mana. That works pretty well against a lot. Let's go into the other team now. Using all Glacial Peaks plus the Glacial Peak banner. And we're against basically a whole White Helm team too, except for Knight Coronet up there. So we're both using one of the best tanks in the game right now. All we need now is like a Moloch, not a Moloch, a Gorgotha or something up front. Let's see here. What's on this board? Oh, I completely forget. Oh, never mind. I know why I said this mana too. It's plus 2 blue and 1 purple. I want to try getting purple, but there's none on the board right now. I don't want to take too many blues because I'm going to be needing them for converts. I want to move this because he's going to get an extra turn if I don't, but it's also there. So it doesn't seem like I'll be able to stop him because I don't have any board control in the first turn with empowered. He'll take that. He'll get skulls. Let's see here. I guess we'll take this purple now. Let's see. Yeah. Got the surge. Got that. Gonna convert. Nothing I can do about that though. Moloch will just start lowering our stats some. Not too big a deal though. Yeah, it's mana drain now. That is a bit more big of a deal, but it's casting it now, so that's not too big a deal either. Let's see. We might need to get this tank guy up. I'm just afraid this won't mana surge. But I think we might have to do it regardless. And it doesn't, of course. Knight Coronet will do his thing. Goodbye purples. And this is already looking pretty bad once again. And I don't have the really good comeback team, so we'll see how this goes. I don't want to explode too many blues with this because I still need blues for the other thing as well. I don't see any really good explosions. I can do the reds, but I don't use any reds. I can't do the skulls. So let's see here. Yeah, that won't be anything bad. So he's gonna keep taking my blues because I have such a high blue right now. Let's see. None of them are frozen because I can't get a single 4 times off. I'm gonna take this. Got that. I want him to try getting a... I really need to try getting a 4 times here, but this board is not being nice to me right now. If I take that, he'll go for the skulls. Hopefully I'll get his Knight Coronet to take that. If I take these reds, that'll fall into yellow. And hopefully... Oh, never mind. He'll take the skulls. And Moloch keeps going up. It's going to be annoying. I'll take this. Hopefully I can convert the yellows. But I don't see anywhere that they'll be good. Like right now, it'd be ideal for me to use that on Knight Coronet, but I can't because the yellows aren't doing anything on the board. Let's see. Can I explode the yellows into place? No, I cannot. Oh, it is frozen, so I can actually use Avalanche on it. That might be the best idea right now. Hopefully Knight Coronet doesn't get any more extra damage on him. I want to shield after, because I believe his skull damage is more than his... No, actually it's about the same damage either way. Never mind. But I do need to explode now. Again, I don't see any good explosions. That or I'm not looking too good. So I think I'll just take the skull pair. That brings him down to that. He keeps lowering my magic, which is unfortunate because I need it for Queen Mab. I just noticed this team actually blocks Queen Mab quite a bit, so that's a bit unfortunate. Yellows here, we're not going to be able to do too much. So I guess I'll take the brown. Actually, I think I'm going to go for the explode. We'll take this, get a bunch of armor. Let's see here. I'll go for this. Don't need the yellow. It will take that, but that's not too big a deal. Because it'll just do the skulls. Which will just trigger on barrier. So it doesn't matter how much damage he does there. I still can't get a really good move with this, which is really unfortunate. But I think I'm going to have to use it now. Because that one will drop into place there. And instead of Moloch, I think I'm just going to finish off Knight Coronet. Just to make sure that doesn't do anything annoying still. He's going to use it on our tank, and then he'll be dead. Mana surge. Yep, so our tank is gone. But at least we have more blues open, so we can start getting up Queen Mab, who is actually useful on this team. I haven't been able to get a good cast off from the Jackalope thing. It looks like I'm stuck having to take all of these blues again. Which isn't too bad, except now Queen Mab won't be able to get an extra turn. It will create yellows for me, which is kind of good because that'll make sure I can actually match these easier. Brown, I don't really need. None of them are frozen right now. I think I might just cast. I don't see... Actually, I won't be able to do yellows afterwards. Let me do this first. So that way when it converts, I'll still be able to do it. Oh, it's not going for the convert. Let's see. Actually, I think I'm going to go for the blue match here. Get Queen Mab up. Paladin will do a lot of damage to someone. All the way down to 5. Not too big a deal though, because that's going to do nothing. So let's use a mana burn. Doesn't matter if it gets extra turn. And we did. It was actually better if we didn't get extra turn there. That's somewhat unfortunate. But we did get that, so actually it did make up for it. This won't do anything good. We can cast this if we want, but... I think I'll hold off. I don't believe this will do anything, so let's see. I'll do, yeah, this one. Let's see here. We can do the skulls, but I'm going to do this instead, so we finally get something frozen. Take the skull pair. Yeah, this match, this team actually doesn't seem to be as good as I thought it might have been, but it's still going okay. Let's see. Queen Mab's mana burn, we'll be able to kill that. Let's count the gems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's 11. So Queen Mab will kill it, plus an extra turn. We get that. We can kill that too, and I think I'm going to do that. So that will just leave Paladin. Oh, never mind. She didn't have any mana. What am I saying? That won't matter too much though. We can just take the skull pair. Or actually, let's see. Yeah, that won't do anything. I'll leave the Sculpt here. Take it out with Avalanche. And then we finish it off with Queen Mab. Or we'll just do that. So there we go. That match definitely didn't go too well, but it still went over. But yeah, that is all the Glacial Peaks troops. Really good troops. A lot of them counter goblins and annoying extra turn loop teams like that. So they're quite a bit of fun to use. I definitely prefer using the double Queen Mabs with a Valkyrie, and the Soothsayer works pretty well, and I've actually been using it for the leaderboard thing quite a bit. Haven't lost with it yet. So I hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.